Hi, welcome to Working Mom Village. I'm Lauren.
I'm Anna.
I'm Carrie.
And tonight we are going to be talking about going green in your household.
Yes, it is a brand new year, and one of my resolutions this year is to make sure that I make my house as green as possible. I think one important thing to know when we're talking about being green is it doesn't mean like throw everything away and then go buy a whole bunch of new stuff, because that's not really being green, right? It's more like when you run out of something or something breaks or you need to replace something, what's a green alternative? So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. I did another green video talking all about some reusable containers. If you're interested in that, we will have the link down in the description box.
Please like and subscribe. If you subscribe, there's no money involved. It's free. All you get is an email telling you that there is another wonderful video that you can watch that will give you tips and hints and ways to be a village wherever you are.
So some things that I do to make my house green is I compost, and I've been composting for a few years, and I started out with a laundry detergent beautiful bucket that I cut out, and I used the laundry detergent one because it had the most sturdy handle. The milk ones weren't working for me, so that's what I started with. And I kept them on top of my refrigerator because it kept them up and out of the way. It's a dry environment, not usually cool. And I did notice that I get some bugs sometimes. But I also have a lot of houseplants, so I kind of have those little gnats everywhere. And I empty them in a composter out in my yard. My mom, who knows that I compost, got me this beautiful composting bucket. It has a lid and a handle. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it has a charcoal filter in the top so you don't smell anything.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I will say I very rarely smelled anything in my compost bucket. And I was bad about emptying it, I'll just admit it.
Hey, you know what? At least you're trying.
They would be overflowing and, you
How come
know.
you think you didn't get smell then? Because every time I've tried this, I've gotten smell.
If you don't put meat in there, that's a big thing, and you don't put anything cooked in there. So just raw. It's only raw. So if you cook your veggies, they cannot be composted. At least not in the kind of composting that I do. There is a kind of compost that you can do that, and you can also like compost carcasses. That's a whole different kind of composting.
This isn't a how-to on murder, by the way.
Right. I only compost raw things and any cuttings from my plants, leaves, any vegetable ends, you know, my onions and
like paper towels and stuff like that.
Could you do that?
I've read that you're not supposed to put anything white in there.
Oh, sure.
I don't care, and I put. So
okay, good.
If it works.
I do put my paper towels in there. The only reason they say you're not supposed to is because they've gone through an extra chemical process to bleach them.
Huh.
I have noticed that the worms eat it just as equally.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I do that. Also, when you compost paper towels and brown paper that you get like packaging, the things that hold your drinks from fast food places,
Oh, yeah.
egg cartons, because you need air pockets in your compost, and those create great air pockets.
Okay.
So I compost all of that, and Starbucks or City Brew cups, coffee, just take the tops off and you can compost that, and you'll find a white ring a few years later. That's all you'll find.
That's pretty cool. If you guys are interested in an entire video just on composting, Carrie is our composting queen, please comment down below.
Composting seems complicated because everybody's asking you, do you have enough nitrogen in there? And do you have enough this? Okay, it's easy, guys. Anything out of your kitchen is green. Anything paper or the cups or whatever is brown. And you mix your green and your brown. It's that easy. So if it does start to smell a little weird, it means you don't have enough brown. That's cardboard, that's leaves.
Okay.
In fact, if your garbage smells all the time, put some cardboard on the bottom of it. Rip it up. Like rip it and put it in the bottom, and cardboard is an absorber of odors and grease. So
Oh my goodness.
Another
I
tip
needed
for
to
you.
know this years ago.
another thing I did just today was I didn't have something to hold all my plastic bags. And I have like 100,000 plastic bags because that means I'm a successful adult, right? That's what we learned. So I took the top off of just a coffee. This is a plastic coffee can, I guess. And I cut, you can see that there's a little spot here. I just cut that out with a utility knife really quick, and I attached this to the inside of my broom closet and stuffed the top with bags, and I have a bag holder that costs me nothing. And then the other thing I do to help keep my house green is I have designed a whole recycling system, and I've forced the children to use it until they're very good at it. I have a box, and I'll take some footage of that. And everything that needs to go out to the recycle station goes in that box, and then every day one of the chores is that he takes it out and sorts it into the proper. All right, Here's my indoor recycle box. That's my first attempt at calligraphy. Just a small box with some contact paper on it, and whatever needs to go out to the recycle bin during the day, we throw in this little box. And then it's my 14-year-old son's chore every day to bring that box outside and sort it into my recycle station that I designed. I got these bins on Sears. I don't think you can get them on Sears anymore. I had to order them directly from Suncast. They're very expensive, but I already had some, and so I got 3 more. You can see they don't match. I have them labeled for cans and plastic, and because I don't recycle glass. And I built a lid on it. Let's see if I can show this here. That lifts up. And so that cardboard boxes can be broken down and they can be slid underneath here, or I can lift that up and we can stack them up if it gets higher. And I built this because of snowy weather. And so we can use this all year and they don't freeze to the ground. The cardboard doesn't get saturated and filled with ice. And it works really, really well. I've been really happy with it. It gets some leaves under it. That's about the worst that happens. That's my recycle station and system that I designed. And as usual, Snoot is participating.
My turn? Okay, so some of the things that I'm using to be more green are these guys. So these are little reusable K-cups. So I have a Keurig machine at work, and I think they just did like a study, and they said that the K-cups are one of the most like wasteful things that have been invented in the past like 5 years or something. And again, if you look at what's happening on Earth, I think it's really important to make sure that you're not being wasteful. They're also really expensive too.
Yeah,
we talk about that. So all this is just kind of like a little mesh purple guy. I got it on Amazon. All you do is you take your coffee grounds, fill it up inside of it, close it up, and then you put it in a Keurig just like you would anything else. It does its thing, lovely coffee, and then you take it out, dump out the grounds. It can go through the dishwasher and all that kind of good stuff. So these are awesome. I will link them in the description box below.
Okay, and one thing from the coffee meister of the group, if you're gonna do this, oh my goodness, coffee tastes really good if you put the flavoring in the grounds and it sits there for a little bit, and then you take it to work and then you put it in. So if you've got these at home and you're gonna do your own personal roast or your own personal whatever, fill this with the coffee grounds and then put just a little drip or two of almond flavoring, butterscotch, rum, vanilla, and then take it in and brew it, and it's going to taste amazing.
Good to know. Awesome. The only thing is you have to make sure that you go and retrieve it when you're done. I've definitely been sitting at my desk and like, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot, because you don't want to throw it away, right? So they're not super expensive, but again, the whole idea is not throwing things away. So the next 2 things that I have are to help reduce the use of paper towels. So I noticed we hardly ever use paper towels when we switch, especially since we've switched to these 2 items, we hardly use paper towels. I do still use paper towels to like clean up pet messes or when something spills, or paper towels are a way of life as well, but reducing them I think is important. But I noticed that we went through almost an entire roll of paper towels a week because we were using them for napkins and we were using them to cover things in the microwave. So I got these 2 guys to try to prevent that, and again also save money, right? Because paper towels aren't like super cheap necessarily either, and you're literally like using it and then throwing it away. It's like throwing away dollar bills. So the 2 things that I got are cloth napkins. So I just got some really like plain ones. I didn't get them light colored because I don't want people to be able to see what I used, like what I wiped my face on and stuff. These are just gray ones. Again, I got them on Amazon. They go through the washing machine with all my towels and stuff like that, so they get beat up really nice and get all the food off of it. I have a different like little container that I use to keep them all in so that it's not in with my other laundry as well, because I kind of didn't like that idea. But these have been awesome and has really helped us reduce the amount of paper towels that we're using.
I've actually been paper towel free for like 10 years. I haven't bought a single roll of paper towels in like 10 years.
Shock face.
Yeah, I know,
Shock
right?
face. Okay, how'd you do that?
Dollar store.
Dollar store, like napkins?
I have a whole drawer in the kitchen there. I can show you that I have filled with dish towels.
Oh,
dish towels.
And
are
people
lovely.
give me, they know this, and so I get dish towels every year for Christmas as well. Because everybody knows that I use them, and then when they get holes in them or I've washed them too many times, they go out to the garage and my husband can ruin them there.
The other thing that I have to help with paper towel use is microwave covers. So that was the other thing we were using paper towels for all the time is, your microwave pizza or bacon or whatever. You don't want to splatter everywhere, so you throw a paper towel over it. Well, this is a reusable plastic guy. It's pretty fancy because it has the magnet, so it sticks up at the top of it, like it'll attach to the top of the microwave. microwave with the magnets, and it can go, the magnets are totally fine, it won't blow up your house or anything like that. So that's really good. And it's nice and wide, so it'll fit over like a big plate of food and prevent it from splattering, and then you could just, whoops, throw this guy in the dishwasher. So that's been really awesome too.
Very nice.
The other 2 things that I have are reusable makeup wipes, or not reusable makeup wipes, like the little round claws that you would use to like take off your mascara and stuff. And these are gross because I use them, so sorry. But again, got them on Amazon, really inexpensive. Came with like a whole bunch of them. Some of them are in the washing machine. I think they're just made out of like a terry cloth kind of
It's
towel.
like terry cloth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of using the cotton rounds, I realized again my bathroom garbage can is filling up super fast, and I was like, what is happening here? And it's because I've switched to a mascara that you have to use like an actual makeup remover to get off, and I was using all these cotton rounds, and again, just total waste, throwing away my money, killing the environment. So I switched to these guys. It came with this cute little bag. It also came with a meshy bag that you can wash them in, so I just throw it in with my like socks and stuff like that, and then you don't lose them, which is nice. But yeah, they're really, really nice. They're soft. They're pretty durable. These I've probably had for like 6 months or so, and I mean they've held up pretty well, other than being like, you know, stained and gross.
Just discolored.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now I'm getting the bamboo ones, so we will be able to talk about those later, which ones work best.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about fast fashion and your laundry, because it turns out that our addiction to latest styles all the time, really super cheap, is filling up our landfills like you wouldn't believe. Like a huge portion of the things that we buy or even get gifted around Christmas time go to a landfill because it's cheap and who cares? Well, it turns out you should care because we are destroying large portions of our environment. When you're going to buy stuff, I would really recommend buy something you really like and you want to have for a very long time. Now, how do I keep that thing nice? Because, oh my goodness, like this sweater I'm wearing, which I got at a thrift store, brand new. How do I manage to make this last for the next 5 to 10 years? Because if it fits me, it's a good color and I like it, I don't ever want to have to replace it.
Yeah.
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 Okay, for sure. All right, so a couple of things I do. Number 1, don't ever put your dryer on high unless you're drying towels. Like your dryer on high will ruin everything you own.
Yes.
Your dryer on super low, a lot of the new dryers have settings that are eco-conscious or eco-dry. They dry on super low for a very long time. It still takes less energy and it'll be so much kinder to your clothes. And the better you are to your clothes, the better they are to you and the longer they will last, so you don't have to go shopping again. So, other things that I do, these are dryer balls, or this is a dryer ball, and I put this in, and I don't like the smell of the laundry detergent that I have to use because I live with smelly boys in tech fabrics, so I use this special thing called Hex because nothing besides that has ever gotten the stench out of the tech fabrics. So, all right, but it smells kind of chemically, and I have chemical sensitivity, so what I do then is put everything in with a dryer ball and a little bit of oil. Now this is a doTERRA called Breathe. I really like it. But I also use Star West essential oils that I got at the health food store, and it's just sweet orange. And it's really nice too. And I kind of think about who the clothing is for. Like my little boy likes peppermint and I like sweet orange on my dainties. So putting these in means you do not have to use dryer sheets, or if you do, you can cut the dryer sheets in half. So I get the free and clear, so I'm not putting the extra perfumes and crap into me or the environment. I put a bunch of these in. It'll make things dry faster and more evenly, and if you do have to use a dryer sheet because you live in, oh, I don't know, a really cold, dry place, and otherwise everything just frizzes, you have to use less dryer sheets if you're using these. So think about, how can I make my clothing last? How can I buy high quality stuff if I do need to go someplace and get something low quality? All right, so that sweater is going to never be put in the dryer. It's going to have to be hand dried forever, okay? And how can you think strategically about the stuff in your closet? Like, what do I really need? And how can I make it last? Because the more I treat my clothing as something that I bought expensive, even if I don't, because I don't, the better I am not only to myself but to the environment and the community around me. Another thing, if you've got small boys or large boys or just growing boys, you're going to need to find a network of people that you can share the clothing with.
Yeah. Yes, that's super helpful.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
On the wallet, on the sanity, on the shopping. Yeah. And I think it's really fun to like see your friends as younger kids, like wearing your kids' clothes.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So, yeah.
That is nice.
Hand-me-downs are great, definitely.
Amazing. I have never been upset when somebody's shown up with a trash bag
know.
filled with boys' clothes. I'm like, I love you. I don't know who you are,
I know.
who gave you my name or address, but you're my best
you, God.
friend.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because it's always jeans, because their kid only wore them for 6 weeks. And I'm like, thank you, because there's no way they got wore out. And I know that they probably got them from somebody too. And so some of those jeans can go through 3-4 boys, I think, before they
Build a community if you're raising any child.
Definitely.
It's wonderful. You got to have a village. But I think one of the things that get missed is the village gives you clothing when you need it most.
every year.
This
Yes.
is true. And that
Every
is
year.
awesome.
Please like and subscribe if you liked anything about what you've seen, and please comment if you have any questions or just comments or what you're doing to make your life, your year, your house more green.
And remember, small steps, you can get a long way with that. And we're not here to judge or make you do something. This is about, hey, we could all use a little more money in our pockets and a little bit better anything for the environment.
Like and subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook. All of our social information will be down in the description box as well. Let us know what you're doing in 2020 to be more green. Definitely, especially with everything that's going on in Australia. I think it's important for us to try to focus on being good to our environment, being good to our earth, especially for our kids too. So,
And to each other.
Yes.
So go make your own village. You're always welcome to ours.
bye.